Before we get started, we want to give a shout out to our sponsor, the Magic Satchel. Link in the description. Make sure you check him out for all your cards, supplies, and everything you need to play this game. He's the best. And with that out of the way, enjoy the video. Your starting hand has all zeros. You put them all back, all ones. What do? Stick around. Answer the question, you cry.
Yeah.
But that being said, so today in this little discussion video, I'm joined with, of course, the Irish God and the Doombringer Griffin.
Hello.
Today we're going to talk about an aspect of the game that requires luck, but is usually not typically thought of it that way. Whereas like triggers is the number one thing you think about in luck. Mm-hmm. But this, your starting hand and your mulligan. So they've not recent, but since the start of Standard, they have, and for G Assist going back into G, they tried to address the mulligan issue. Throughout Vanguard's time, they've tried to address the mulligan issue and miswriting. Mm-hmm. Right? For mulligan, they did, to the bottom, check the top, then shuffle.
Yeah.
Keith, my question for you starts with the mulligan, alright?
Alrighty, what you got for me?
Is the new mulligan statistically better than the old one? Yes, correct?
Technically, yes. Like, by any practical margin, no.
No?
It's like, if I was to give you actual numbers, it's somewhere between 1% and 2% better.
Okay, from a mathematical standpoint.
Yeah, from a mathematical standpoint. Like, let's say, assume you mulled 3 back, and you did it the old-fashioned way versus the bottom deck, and then up 3 more. It's about 1 to 2% better when it comes out over time.
So granted, let's give it like a standard deck ratio here,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
And I have a starting hand, and I open 2 zeros, 2 twos, and a 3. All right. So I put one of the two zeros back on the bottom. Mm-hmm. It's still this format is still more favorable for me to see the 1 in the next 3 cards, right?
Yes, that is
because
true.
the first 5 didn't have.
Yes, that's right. You've already seen a certain amount, and then you know what you sent back can't be just like put back into your hand immediately. And that's important. So, but it's still not that much of a reduction when you have like 40-something cards. It's the thing.
Right. And I remember when we talked about this before, I talked about how, because I thought that like it's probably marginally not that high of an increase, but it makes you feel better.
Yes, it does.
Because back in the old days, there was nothing worse than like putting the cards back, shuffling, drawing the exact same cards. Like, they may not have been the exact same cards, but you felt like they were the exact same cards.
Like, well, okay.
I drew the other art of my crit. All right, awesome, yeah.
The mulligan was reintroduced probably to fix miswriting as well.
Yeah.
But what I want to focus discussion on is on the G assist, right? We know how the G assist works. We don't have to explain it. If you don't know what it is, I'm not going to go through it real quick.
Yeah.
It's how to fix yourself.
Go to the comprehensive rules section. It's fine.
Do you think that there is a better way to address like miswriting? Do you think that there is something that Bushiroad is missing? Do you think that there is a way to fix it? Now, granted, you can't just very well say like, oh, if I don't have a grade 2, I pay. I like.
Oh no, because then that's a straight advantage.
Yeah, but what if it was, get rid of 3, search your deck for one of the grades, or like reveal the top until the first of that grade, and that's the one you have to ride.
Yeah, why? I think the largest error in G assisting is, why do I have to stop at 5 cards? Why can't I just auto succeed and get rid of 2 cards?
That is very true. I think that is something that even to a point, like, why does it stop at 5? Why couldn't it? Because like I'm already going to end up paying a cost for it, right? I'm already going to lose 2 cards. Mm-hmm. It should be reveal until you see the first. Yeah, grade 1.
Yeah, or you could at least say something like top 10. You know, like where it's just like, if you miss, you're just gonna lose the game, man. I don't know what to tell you. That's that, you know.
It's between you and God. Bro.
Yeah. No, so because that's my thing. I also think the 2-card discard is kind of. I teeter float with it now. Like, is that really necessary or something like that?
I think in standard, yes, because if it was 1 card, and let's say you misread grade 1.
You're gonna get the 1 card back.
You're gonna get the 1 card back. It's,
you
it's
ditch
not,
your worst card for now the thing you need. And that's really good. You know?
It's not punishing. I don't know if it's. We have to think about what's fair to the opponent. However, is it fair at all, in general, to have this mechanic where you just can't play the game correctly, optimally, if you get unlucky at the very beginning of the game through no fault of your own? You know, you can talk about shuffling if you want to. I'm not really considering that, as like shuffling's not really a skill that you should be bringing into the game for any like margin that matters a whole lot. So while is it, you know, this is the big part of luck in games, is what's fair to the opponent, what's fair to the player when someone gets unlucky.
Right.
Like, does someone deserve to win the game because their opponent G-assisted? And some might say, well, yes, I should win that game more often, but that's only because your opponent's at such a disadvantage already. You have the high ground. Don't try it.
Right.
You know? So, I think with a guarantee, you know, you say, I'm a little unlucky, you now get an advantage because of that. That's okay, but I think adding an auto-succeed mechanic just by revealing until you hit it, because so many clans cards say that already.
Right.
Bermuda does that, and like, you're gonna succeed, well, what's it gonna be? Is it gonna be what you want?
Right.
You know?
I think also, another thought I thought about having is like, I'm just throwing things that like they could have done.
Yeah, speculation.
There could have been a second mole strategy, like where
Magic or something.
well, yeah, where like you put as many cards back and then you draw one minus that many for a second time.
Yeah.
So you get the first mole, you put it to the bottom. If you still don't have it, because my thought was like, what if they had gone with, because my first thought was, what if they said, okay, first mole is normal mole, right? But before you shuffle, look at your hand. If you do have a missing grade, and you would like to re-mulligan, you must reveal your hand to your opponent. Therefore, you've just shared your entire opening hand to your opponent. He now knows your entire play. And then you get to re-mull. Now, you can re-mull the 5 and get a full new 5.
Sure.
But then you've lost whatever you have. But then it's only a second time.
Yeah.
So you roll with the 5, and then if you don't have another grade, you're shafted either way.
Yeah.
So, go ahead.
All right. I want to make 2 points to that. Both of them kind of related. The first one is, just as a general point of view, Vanguard has an incredibly aggressive mulligan for a card game, and people don't realize that. Like, the odds are actually very in your favor, quote unquote, when it comes to the mulligan that's introduced in Vanguard, when you compare it to a lot of other card games out there. Some don't even give you the chance to be able to mulligan. So in that aspect of things, yeah, that's right.
Looking at you, Yu-Gi-Oh!
You know, it's kind of nice that we even have it, but it's also to mitigate, because I think we'd be all fairly screwed if we did not have those rules even in place.
Oh, God.
Like, can you imagine all the non-games that would occur? The other one, as just kind of like a small point I want to bring up and see what you guys think, is, you know, obviously if we G-assist with one card, it's too little. You know, because you're just trading your worst card for now the thing you need.
Right.
At that point. It's just a really good filter, or a cycle at that point. But what about in the case of, like, if it's going to be one card, it's one card at random from your hand. How do you feel about that?
I feel a little bit better about that.
I would rather have the 2 guarantee.
Like, you'd just rather take the 2?
I'd rather get rid of the 2 worst cards and have a random card cut. Because, yeah, there are going to be games where it's going to be good, but think about an opening hand. You need 60% of it to play the game. And having to hit a 40, like, that's every time this happens to you is bad.
Yeah.
I would rather just say, well, I don't need these the most. Am I at an advantage? Yes. Can I play the game? Yes. And that's better than light force sorting myself into oblivion by
now, I will say,
it again the next turn.
Standards, something that is good is that standards new just the way standard works and the starters give an advantage. You can come back from a G-assist.
The starter helps immensely in standard, and people don't realize how big it is to have that extra draw.
Because basically you're really just negging 1 when you have the G-assist. It's not a terrible it's not a terrible loss, right? Yeah. It still sucks.
Oh yeah,
don't get me wrong.
Obviously.
And especially if you have like all combo pieces that you're going to need later and you know that, but you have to let go of 1 now.
Yeah.
It's really poopy. Or you're playing against a rush deck.
Yeah.
Also very poopy. So, whereas like when G-assist was first implemented, it was catastrophic. Like it was still like, you're still gonna lose this game.
Yeah,
like, you're not coming back when it was ditch 2 and get rid of 2 from the G zone. You were just like, it's over. Like it's over.
Yeah.
If I'm doing this, it's over.
Yeah, that's right. Now I just gotta play 20 minutes until it's over instead of being like.
Now you have a fighting chance.
Yeah. Now you still have a fighting chance. You can come back, right? But the number one complaint I hear from people who have played the game for longer isn't actually the crits. I think we've all just settled.
We're all desensitized.
We've all just become crits happen.
Yeah, that's like why, go play another game then.
Yeah,
you know, like not to be too.
But their honest gripe always
don't like it.
Yeah, the honest gripe is I wish that there was a way to mitigate miswriting.
Yeah.
So I have an interesting point, one that we've never really discussed, because we talk about G-Assist and Mulligan is what we have. What if we went to the complete opposite end of the spectrum? You start every game, you pick your starter, because that's in the rules, you have to pick a starter, the starter's just obvious. And then you pick a 1, 2, and a 3, and you add them to your opening hand, and the other 2 cards are random. And you can decide no Mulligan, who cares? What if we just pretty much zero-sum the first 3 turns as best we can? Everybody gets to do that. Everybody gets to play optimally. Everybody gets to have what they want, when they want it. Maybe against their opponent, but in best of 1, you can't know. Unless you, for some reason, know. And so what if we go to the complete opposite end of the spectrum and remove that luck as a factor? Is that a better system? Yes or no?
That's a tough one. Because I think...
Yeah. Intuitively, I want to say yes.
Intuitively, I want to say maybe.
Okay.
Well, the thing is the issue, because like deck construction becomes a much more hefty beast.
Yeah,
because
like play with the ratios crazy
because
that.
any card, any grade 3 that it's like I own, like whereas before I had to run it as 4 because I needed it as my first ride. Mm-hmm. Now if I have a choice, I can run it as 1 because I'll just always choose it.
Yeah.
And which is good, but it's also just like, what if it's see. Here's the thing. If the game had been designed like that from the beginning, I would agree that it's a better system. But the fact the game was never designed for that, I'm already thinking about like issues that could arise. Because if we were like tested a theory like that,
I'd love to.
Deck composition would obviously go crazy, right?
Yeah,
which is kind of cool. But
it becomes less of a quantity game and more of a quality game in that point with your decks, because it's not about get 4 of so you get it.
Exactly.
You know? Just have your 1 of, have 8 1-ofs.
But the thing is, like, I think with Bushiroad, there were certain cards that were designed to be busted, understanding the fact that you're not going to see this every time.
Yeah.
This grade 3 is not going to be in your starting hand every time.
Yeah.
God forbid if it is. You know? I think Die Liner, after playing it, like, if I could open Die Liner every game, I'd be at a stark advantage.
Oh yeah.
Every game. Mm-hmm. I'd still run like 15 grade 3s, so I could check from the top with that.
Sure.
But now it gets to be whatever grade 3s I want, right? Because now I constantly know I have the die liner all the time.
Yeah.
So now rewriting also mitigates like my argument as well, because you're going to want to rewrite in a game of Vanguard, and sometimes there's some units that you want to rewrite over and over and over, so you'd have to have multiples of them. But yes and no is where I land on that.
I'm okay with that. Before I jump back to you, Keith, I do want to make a point that Bushiroad, as we have mentioned, ad nauseum throughout the years, Bushiroad made a statement that Vanguard is not a competitive game to them. They do not see it as one. They've never fixed their format. They've never given us any inkling of hope that other than through card design, this is meant to be a competitive, and the same players should shake it out every time they put in the practice and time and build up the skill necessary. However, the strategies that I'm suggesting directly helps the casual player. This tells them that to play this game, I can buy a box and open the one Hazel that I need to play.
That's true.
And always have it. And does my deck get better if I have more of them? Perhaps. But from Bushiroad's standpoint, which has nothing to do with the secondary market or nothing to do with anybody but distributors and local game stores buying the product, this tells people that I could luck out and have everything I need.
I'll always be Aichi. I'll always get the Blade grade 2 blaster.
Exactly.
Well, as a counterpoint to that, Ryan, I want to bring up is that people will now buy less boxes on Bushiroad side of things, because as soon as you open your one Hazel, I don't have to buy anything ever again. You know?
Yeah,
there's
that's
also
a good counterpoint.
the introduction of just like, well, if I only need one thing, then people open boxes and boxes just to get their like nice Chaos Breakers, whatever it'll be, Revenger, Raging Forms, some throwback cards right there.
This was the famous discussion a long time ago that driving back from one of the Atlanta trips when Bushiroad had just announced that they were putting PGs in trial decks, the grade 1s.
Oh yeah, wow.
And long time ago.
Yeah.
And we were talking about it, and this was back when Jorge was around, and me and Jorge got in a very heated discussion. He was talking about how like this was a great thing and it was going to be great for the casual player, and I was like, yeah, it's fine for them, but you do know they're going to make something better, right?
Yeah.
There's no way Bushi's just going to sneak 2 PGs in, and that's just going to be the standard.
Yeah, the end all be all. Yeah.
And he was like, no, they're not going to do that. And then boom, we got the countercharge PGs. And I was like, because they still need to sell their boxes.
Yeah.
So like, if they ever changed into a format like that, right? You would have the grade 1. You would probably have 3 grade 3s in every set. What you do now, but like one's like kind of risky. But what you'd have is the one that they knew they're gonna only get you on one of that you're gonna ride, and it would become a weaker grade 3 as a result. Yeah. You'd get, and then the other 2 grade 3s would be like the ones you have to draw into that can do more powerful things. Yeah. Basically all you would do is there'd be one that's designed to be the first ride that you would choose, but would be inherently weaker. Then you have the 2 other that you'd want to ride a second or third time. That would be badonkular good.
Wait, isn't that just standard right now?
Well,
scratch his chin.
No, because you have one that you want to ride first. Yeah. But also, no, because a lot of standard decks you would like. I'm trying to think because like. I feel like
I just got like a 4 4.
I'm trying to I'm thinking about the decks that I own, and I'm like, well, Spikes knows like you want to be on Seafried all the time. You're not going into Jugs.
Oh well, yeah.
And then like D-Police like Liner and Great Dayusha, sure, but there's no third ride. There's no like.
Well, yeah, beyond the second ride.
Yeah, the second ride. There's So what I'm saying is there would be like probably three dudes.
Like scaling up.
Yeah.
Or ratcheting up.
It'd be like the finisher grade 3, the one that you ride after the one that you chose, and then the one that you chose. And then in progressive power order.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as a counterpoint...
So we're just designing a new game.
Yeah, we should like be careful of this rabbit hole that we're getting down, because I think we could be...
As a counterpoint to your counterpoint, to my ridiculous idea at the beginning, is that Standard is designed around rewriting. There are very few decks that can sit on one guy and reap the benefits forever. Because so many of the grade 3s we already see require a second grade 3. You just want to rewrite them so you can get Protects or Excels or what have you. Yeah, there's plenty of stuff like that. Even if you can tech in more one-ofs. Like let's say I want to play 4 Great, 4 Dote, 1 Overlord, and I get the Overlord every time, so I make sure he's my first ride. He's still a great rear guard, though. That's not the point. Let's say I want to run a Dual Axe against Bermuda, and I have 1 Dual Axe. It's a promo anyway. I still need to find my other grade 3s. I still need to draw into them.
Gotcha.
I can't guarantee those. So I think the game is already in a place that could support something like this. Specifically for the grade 3s, of course.
Gotcha.
You can make more builds more greedy, and there are some, yes. Azel is an example where you really only need one of it because you always want to see it in the opening hand. And if you could only do that, then yes. Bushiroad is hitting themselves at that point. But no card, if they decided to go for something like that, or even further, back along the spectrum, but better than G-Assist or just the Mull, they would simply design the cards to do that, and I don't think it would be that much of a switch to them. This isn't too much of a stretch that this couldn't happen, considering they had the idea in the beginning that you can choose your starter, but for some reason everything else is just completely random. Right. And they had only had one mechanic at the beginning, Mulligan, and they added another one to try and make it better. And is it better? Technically, yes. Is it what we need? I don't think so. And I think we've offered a good few solutions here. I don't think my idea is crazy. Is it the one they'll ever implement?
It's a unique one. It's a unique one. I never thought we'd go with that one. Keith, you want to jump in anything before I conclude us?
No, take it away.
All right, everybody. Once again, another discussion where we don't have an answer for you. We don't know what's better. And if you open the 5 zeros and then open the 5 ones, I actually just don't have an answer for you.
The answer is you bum rush and go in.
Rip the 2 from the top, ride the grade 1, then rip the 3. And then you're fine.
Super easy.
Speaking of this, we should just title this entire series Team Absolution Unsolved Mysteries. We don't have the answer. We don't know.
It's just us like this.
Zac Efron.
Thank you so much for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments. It's Team Absolution signing off. Peace. Bye.